RangerForce.com.
Okay, today's our topic is nuclear reactor. Okay, it is based upon the nuclear fusion. It is based upon the reaction nuclear fusion, which we have already discussed in the previous lecture. In the previous lecture, already we have discussed about the nuclear fusion reaction, in which a big nuclei, when bombarded with fast moving particle, okay, this is called as a projectile. What it is called as projectile, it will break into the two small or medium sized nuclei, but problem is that it is going to give you three neutrons. How many neutrons it is going to give you? It is going to give you three neutrons. Okay, so these three neutrons, if let us take, this is the one nuclei. Okay, it is producing how many nucleus? Three nucleus. Okay, it is giving three nucleus. If it bombards with the three more nucleus, okay, then it will release how many? Three nucleus it will release. Three neutron it will release. Again it will release three neutron. Okay, so like that it will be a chain reaction. It is going to be what reaction? Chain reaction. Okay, until unless in this reaction it generated 200 mega electron volt. In only in this reaction it generated 200 mega electron volt. So this will generate 200 200 200 600 mega electron volt. Okay, so it is very difficult to control that much amount of energy for a short duration of time. We were unable to control this 200 MeV only. Okay, so it becomes highly impossible. In this again, this is 3, this is 3. So to control this chain, the what is the best idea? To stop or to make this neutron ineffective. Okay, so this will only this complete reaction will be stopped if we are able to stop this reaction, or we can disable this reaction. We can make this reaction ineffective. Okay, so ineffective is different, stopping is different. Okay, how it is done? If it is done in that way, then that nuclear fusion is called as a nuclear reactor. Okay, so nuclear reactor is a special apparatus which works on the nuclear fusion only. But what is the difference? If we allow it to react continuous chain increase 3 to 3 3 to 3 3 to 3, then it is called as a nuclear bomb. Okay, if we stop these two neutrons here, if we stop these two neutrons here, if we stop further neutrons there, that means a single chain reaction, not in place of the branched chain reaction, which will create a large amount of heat, which is if not controlled, then it is called as a nuclear bomb. Okay, if we stop all this side chain reaction, if we allow them into go only in one path, that is called as a nuclear reactor. Difference between nuclear bomb and nuclear reactor, I think it is clear now. Okay, now how it is achieved, what are the terms used in this one, I am going to discuss now. Okay, there will be direct questions only in the nuclear reactor, easiest topic of the nuclear chemistry, and there is no twist much of them, but only thing terminology based questions will be there. So let's be clear about the terms used in the nuclear reactor along with their purpose. Okay, so nuclear reactor main purpose is to control the neutron. Okay, here if I say fuel, in this topic, if I say fuel, it means radioactive substance. What is here? This fuel means the terms meaning changes here. Okay, so radioactive substance is called as a fuel. Okay, this fuel is further divided into two types. This fuel is further divided into two types. First one is called as a fissile material. First one is called as fissile material. Okay, so fissile material means which can directly used. Okay, these are directly used, which does not require any special treatment. Okay, they can be directly added into the nuclear reactor. Okay, without any modification. If we can use it as it is fuel which can be added into the nuclear reactor, they are called as a fissile material. Okay, example are uranium 235. First example is uranium 235, plutonium 239, and uranium 233 also. Okay, okay. So if you have these material as a fuel, you need not to make them any modification. You can directly add into the nuclear reactor. But if we have certain material, okay, they are called as a fertile material. What they are called as a fertile material. Okay, so that means fuel is further divided into how many types? Two types: fissile material and fertile material. If any radioactive substance directly used, then it is called as a fissile material. If some treatment is to be made before adding it to the nuclear reactor, okay, they are non-fissile. Actually, fertile material are non-fissile. As it is, they cannot be used, but they have the capacity to act as a radioactive substance and cause the nuclear emission. But they need certain treatment. Okay, so after the treatment, if you are able to give it to fertile material, they are converted into the fissile material, like 92 uranium 238. 92 uranium 238 is a fertile material, but when it is bombarded with projectile neutron, okay, when they are bombarded with projectile neutron, it will lose two beta particle. It will lose two beta particle, then it will give 94 plutonium 239. Okay, so 90, see, this is the fissile material. Okay, this is the fertile material. Understood? So before adding the fertile material into the nuclear reactor, first of all they need to be converted into fissile material. Fissile material does not require any treatment. Fissile material does not require any treatment. They need to be converted from uranium to the plutonium. Okay, like this is a fertile material, this is a fissile material. So before adding them, this treatment is required. Okay, what is this is called as a projectile. So projectile, when bombarded on the fertile material, converted into the fissile material. If they need not to be carried out anything else like this, then they are called as a fissile material. Okay, fuel, what is mean by the fuel and what are the types of fuel? Is it understood in the nuclear reactor? In the nuclear reactor, they are divided into radioactive substance is called as a fuel, and these fuels are further divided into how many types? Two types: fissile material and fertile material. Okay, so let's go to the next topic. These are the direct objectives. Okay, these are the direct objective. Next term used here is moderator. Okay, what is the next topic we are going to study? Moderator. Okay, so moderator is the main component. Okay, moderator is the main compound. As I told you, to control the chain reaction, we have to make neutrons ineffective. Okay, there are two types. Ineffective is different. There are two types: making the neutron ineffective and making the neutron uh, absorbed. Okay, so if we are making the neutron ineffective, okay, ineffective means slow down. Okay, how we can make it? We can slow down the fast moving neutron. Suppose this is the big nucleus. If a fast moving neutron bombards over it, then it is able to break this into the two parts. Is it understood? But if it is slow, then this fission is not possible. Okay, if this speed of the neutron is slow, then it is made as ineffective. Okay, if we are achieving the chain controlling by slowing down the nuclear reaction and making it ineffective, slowing down the neutron and making it ineffective, that substances are called as a moderator. Moderator will not absorb neutron. What they will do, they will slow down the neutron, by which even though it collides, but there is no effect, there is no fission in the big nucleus. Okay, so that is the moderator. Understood? What is the purpose of moderator? Is it understood? Any substance which control the nuclear chain reaction by slowing down the neutron, thereby making it ineffective, is called as a moderator. Okay, so main example is helium and heavy water. This we have already studied in the application of heavy water. Okay, and we can use graphite also. Okay, and in place of the H2O, even we can use, not in place of the D2O, we can use H2O also. Okay, what are the examples of moderator? Helium, heavy water or normal water, graphite. Okay, these are the 4 examples of moderator. Moderators are how many? What is the purpose of moderator? These are the substance which control the chain reaction by slowing down the neutron and thereby making them ineffective. Thereby making them what? Ineffective is called as a moderator. Okay, now after the moderator, then we discuss about the next point. What is that next point? Anybody can guess about this? If you have small idea also, then it is called as a control rods. Okay, so lot of people have wrong concept. Control rods and moderator are same. Okay, so I can accept that their purpose is same. What is their purpose? To control the chain reaction, but way of achieving is different. Okay, here they do not absorb neutron, but here they absorb neutron. What they will do? They absorb neutron. Okay, so if we suppose 3 neutrons are coming, okay, so only 1 neutron is allowed to collide with one more fissile material. Okay, this neutron is absorbed by the control rod. This neutron is absorbed by the control rods. Okay, so they are achieving the purpose. Our main goal is to control the chain reaction. It is achieving the purpose by slowing down the neutron. It is achieving the purpose by absorbing the neutrons. That is the only, both purpose is same. Okay, so what you will write? Definition of the control rods: the substance are rods which control the chain reaction by absorbing the extra neutrons. Okay, so here again what we have to study? We have to study about the examples. Okay, cadmium and boron. Okay, cadmium and boron are examples of the control rods. Okay, next one is coolant. What is the next one? Coolant. Okay, actually with the word they feel that coolant is to reduce the temperature. No, it is not that purpose. Okay, here name is different, actual purpose is different. Coolant, what it will do? It will transfer the heat energy. Okay, here whatever the 200 mega electron volt we are getting, that energy is converted into heat energy. Okay, so this heat energy is converted into the vapors to heat the uh, liquid into the vapors. Okay, so these vapors will rotate the turbines. Okay, so the turbine will convert electrical and mechanical energy into the electrical energy. Understood? So first it is nuclear energy, then it is converted into heat energy, then that converted into mechanical energy. Mechanical energy is then converted into the electrical energy. The chain is it understood? So the coolant will transfer the heat energy into the mechanical energy. Okay, not to reduce the temperature as we use in the engines. Okay, so coolant, what it will convert? First we will get which energy? Nuclear energy. Okay, Nuclear energy is converted into what energy? Heat energy. Heat energy is converted into mechanical. Mechanical means rotating the turbine. Okay, so turbine blade will convert that mechanical energy into the electrical energy. Okay, so in future, if you are an electrical engineer, then you will come to know how to convert the mechanical rotation into the electrical energy. Okay. Okay, so this is about the nuclear to heat, heat to the mechanical, mechanical. Here, this for conversion of heat into the mechanical rotation, we can use the pressure tubes. What we can use? We can use the pressure tube. When you are heating, there will be increase in pressure. There will be what? Increase in the pressure. So that pressure will cause rotation of the rotation of the turbine blades. Is it understood? Okay, the examples of coolant are three examples. Liquid alloy of sodium and potassium. Okay, so why we are selecting these are all because of their high boiling point. They have to absorb so much of amount of heat and then only they should convert into gas. Because if their melting and boiling points are very low, then immediately they will convert into the gas and they exert heavy pressure. It is very difficult to handle that heavy pressure also, and we cannot convert completely into the actual electrical energy. So for slowing down that pressure, we need to have a substances which have higher melting and boiling points. Okay, so here liquid alloy sodium, liquid alloy, this is in actually metals itself will have the higher melting and boiling point. We are taking it into the liquid form. Okay, so this liquid alloy of sodium and potassium will solve the purpose of the coolant, heavy water and polyphenols. Polyphenols means C6H5 should be more than one. Okay, so when more than one benzene rings are attached together, that can solve the purpose of the coolant. Is it understood? So what is nuclear reactor, how it is achieved, what are the terms used and their example. Mostly it is anticipated that from this topic we are going to get direct objectives. Which of the following is coolant, which of the following can act as a moderator, or purpose of moderator, which of the following completely explains, correctly explains about the purpose of control rods. Okay, like that objective will come. Therefore definition also important, purpose also important, as well as examples also important. As of now, whatever I have referred, according to my reference, these are the maximum examples you will find anywhere. Okay, next topic is artificial transmutation. It is very small topic and easy topic. Okay, here it is method of converting, method of converting one atom, okay, or one element into another, one element into another, into one element into another help of by help of some particles. Some particles, they should be very fast moving again. Okay, there is a equipment called a cyclotron. Okay, what it is called as cyclotron. Cyclotron is the element which gives the fast speed to this particle. When they move with fast speed, they convert into another element. These particles are called as what? Projectiles. Okay, what they are called as projectile. Okay, example, if you take nitrogen, 7 nitrogen 14. Okay, when it is treated with, when it is bombarded by the cyclotron will give them very high speed. Okay, high speed is main requirement of this reaction. It is converted into 8 oxygen 17, and sometimes small other particles also will evolve. Okay, so here this is the example, artificial transmutation. Nitrogen we have, and what we have prepared? Oxygen. How it is possible? By using the help of the some other particles. Okay, so with the help of the helium, we are able to convert nitrogen into oxygen. This is now not natural. Okay, natural oxygen is different, artificial oxygen is different. Okay, so this conversion of natural element into the artificial element by bombarding this fast moving particle. Earlier this artificial transmutation was very difficult because we will not be able to give such a high speed. Now the equipments are made which is like called as a cyclotron. So we will put the helium particle into the cyclotron, so it will give a high velocity and projected onto the nitrogen. This, on the reaction between them, they will be converted into the oxygen. So this method of conversion is called as artificial transmutation. Okay, all these two topics in this lecture, is it understood? What are the topics we have discussed? Nuclear reactor and artificial transmutation. Okay,